You are listening to 89.3 FM, The Bone.
Bone.
That is, of course, KYST. Also heard on AM 1400, The Growler.
The Growler.
And if you are watching us, that is Local Access Channel number 22. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Roll.
Hello.
Hi, Will.
Hello, Will.
Nice timing, Will.
Oh, well, hey, how's it going?
Hello. It is KYST. It is South Tucson Youth Football. It is Week 9 Rivalry Week, and there is your first game of the doubleheader tonight. How's everybody doing?
Can't complain.
Will sounds like he just woke up from a 1-week nap.
I wish. That'd be lovely.
I have not slept for 3 days because that would be too long.
Got the bed sores.
Ew.
That's why they gotta massage your body so you don't get muscle atrophy.
That's
Gonna rock.
eerily true. Well, we have no time for bed sores, just kids who will be sore. Kids sores. Kids sore at the end of this game between Kathy's Country Cookin' and Del Grango's Discount Seafood. Both of these teams ranked re-enter the rankings after some time off in the
In the wild.
in the wild. Del Grango's coming in hot at number 6 in the rankings, and Kathy's Country Cookin', the home team, ranked number 9. So we have 6 versus 9. Nice.
Wow. Nice. I was surprised to see Kathy's come back into this.
Well, that's the thing. They're both teams are 5-3. Both are 3-2 in conference. They are coming out of the top conference in all of South Tucson, which is the Gluttony League. Kathy's came off of a big win in Week 8 at the Binging Texan, knocking the Binging Texan out of their top 10 and down to 4-4. They've got some solid wins on the schedule. In Week 7, they lost to Flappy Pappies, but they had 2 games in a row they won against Pablo's Roadside Tacos and at Tremor's Pizza. Oh God.
You okay?
No, I just read what Slip was noticing, and he's right.
Okay.
Del Grango's Discount Seafood, however, 3-game winning streak. Well, this is the real tough test for them. The end of the season, they got 2 tough opponents. They got wins over Pablo's Roadside Tacos, the Binging Texan, and they just came off a win at home against Diddler's Family Restaurant. They've got Kathy's in Week 9, and they end the season at home against the Creamy Surprise, the current number 1 team in all of South Tucson.
Well, it looks like a pretty good matchup, so let's go to Star Watch, brought to you by Kid Soars, the first and only kids-only airplane service where even the kids are in the plane's cockpit.
That's Kid Soars.
That's Kid Soars, where your child will always get their frequent flyer badge.
Ew. And let's just get off that uncomfortable Kathy's Country Cookin' logo. Here we go. All right, the 3 star players. One of them missed picture day. However, on the left, that is their star running back, Dishwalla Pearson. And he'll be counting blue carries, I guess. That is, of course, in the middle there, their outside linebacker, Bojangles.
That's Mr. Bojangles.
Yes, Mr. Bojangles. That's his Please, Mr. Bojangles is my father.
I'm sorry, he's Master Bojangles.
Ah, okay. And not pictured is their star wide receiver, Gregtavius Proops. Gregtavius Proops.
We'll see if he can improv a little winning play for them here.
Yes, no doubt.
Have a hoedown.
And on the other side, oh God, I hope not a hoedown. On the other side of the football, that is Del Grango's Discount Seafood. Let's go right to left on there. That is tight end Arkadelphia Praline. In the middle, their quarterback Jim Bob Coutre. And their star defensive player, safety, Norlando Norida.
The Norida family, such a ubiquitous family in South Tucson. Norlando's been so great. Nuneaton, the famous Nuneaton.
Yes.
And who else has been in the Norida family? It's also been in South Tucson.
Oh God. I believe that'd be Nisimi St. Cloud.
There you go. And who could forget Nate Niedersnerg? There we go. That's the famous one. The first one.
That's the tough one to get out there. Yes. HH2 News wanted to point out that Dishwalla Pearson is also from a very religious family. He wants to know all your thoughts on God. Nanama Nitty. Nanama Nitty, yes.
Nanama Nitty, the young up and comer.
But you know, it's a proud tradition of football in that family. He's a proud Norda man.
Proud Norda man. You hear them do some pretty crazy stuff though. Norda man wrestles gator while on top of a cowboy hat.
I'm sorry, I'm typing in the rivalry trophy because I realized we didn't have one for this game because it is rivalry week and we need to know. In the meantime, I want to know who you guys have in this game in the chat. So go ahead and tell me because by the time you hear me say this, I can read it off. They are playing for a trophy here, of course. That trophy is. Yes.
Oh, you go.
I've got it. If you want one, I might need one for the next one. So you can have the next one if you want to type it in the chat. That they are playing for the large misshapen hunk of taffy that was once 7 or 8 individual pieces of normally shaped taffy.
Ooh.
It is the large misshapen hunk of taffy that was once 7 or 8 individual pieces of normally shaped taffy.
Yeah, but you can get it for the price of 1 piece of taffy. That's why it's so valuable.
It's kind of like when you can buy discounted cans in the supermarket that are all bulging and dented. It's the same thing. They kind of just treat it the same way.
Damn,
you're poor, you're weak, you're bulging cans.
That's good value though. 7 for 1. Jesus.
Yeah, it's like when you get the fries that are 2 fries stuck together. Even though that's more of like that's not really a value. That's just more of like a curiosity.
It's like if you get the onion ring in the fries.
Oh yeah, the onion ring in the fries.
That's probably a better example.
You go.
The ham hock and the green beans. Okay, that was really southern.
Get a little extra piece in there. But yeah, I got Del Grangos because I think everyone's a little uncomfortable with Kathy. Uncomfortable spelled with a K.
Well, I was gonna say Kathy's is always, booming business. They are just lighting the restaurant world on fire.
Yeah, it seems like ever since November, the first week of November, they've been just booming. As more and more people have come out and said, "I love Kathy's country cooking."
And they've got great desserts too. You can have their hot cross buns. They're so hot they're burning.
Nice, but you can only have vanilla cream on that.
Of course, yeah, only vanilla.
Only vanilla cream.
All right, before we get into trouble, let's go down to the Muni.
Too good.
Oh, good Lord. You are looking live at Municipal Field number 175 for the first half of our doubleheader. I'm sorry, I am uncomfortable with Kathy spelled with a K, comfortable. It is a rivalry week. It is the battle of 2 5-3 teams.
Well, I think a seat in the top 10 going into the last week is on the line here. Unless this goes to multiple overtimes, then maybe there might be some leniency for the loser.
Well, that's the thing we're seeing here. We're seeing a lot of teams making that late charge, and we see teams that have kind of locked in a place in the top 10 earlier on kind of fall by the wayside. I mean, it's very much an ups and downs season. And
yeah,
just to recap, yeah.
Sorry, a lot of teams. Like 11 to 15, you could make a case for them because they've had long extended winning streaks during the season, but they've fallen off recently, or they've just been kind of stuck going 2 wins and a loss.
Jesus, Tavarius Graham, that was not one of ours. So is Spencer Purcell with a 4-yard catch there. For those who may not have caught the link that I posted, the wiki page does in fact have the rankings updated. I'll run through them for you in a second. Number 1, basically numbers 1 and 2 did not change. In fact, I'm going to double check what didn't change.
I felt like 1 through 5 really didn't have a lot of movement, but then 6 through 10 everyone changed.
Absolutely, I think we had a lot of teams lose in week 8. I'm looking at it. 1 and 2 stayed the same. Creamy Surprise at 1. Texas Roadhouse at 2. Both teams are 7 and 1. 3 through 5 are our only teams that have 2 losses. In order, number 3, the Horse Pussy Saloon, Burns and Crackle Mesothelioma Law Firm, and 1-800-BUY-A-DAD in that order, 3 to 5. Del Grangos joined the rankings at 6. Number 7 was Hootenanny's Country Western Daycare. They dropped for number 3 after a loss. And number 8 was Go Fuh Yourself, making their appearance in the top 10 for the very first time. They had a big movement there. Kathy's, of course, in number 9, and Bully Factory Children's MMA dropped from number 5 to number 10. They just barely got in. There was actually a tiebreaker came down to the votes between them and You Need a Clown. So officially, You Need a Clown are the unranked number 11 team.
I'll be honest with you. When I say like 11 through 15 are close, you've got a lot of good teams sitting just outside that bubble.
Well, that's the thing. I'm looking at the votes, and I'm looking at, I got four. There were 4 ballots this week. I always appreciate, like I mentioned on, on Twitter, on the Twitter. The regular folks that by the way, touchdown for Kathy's off the first drive. Gonzalez, the big boy wide receiver with the big boy wide receiver touchdown.
Such an
slant.
oppressive, and it's an oppressive spread, really, for them.
It is nice spread, huh?
Great spread.
Coming out of your paycheck.
Yeah.
Fuck, Mark.
Nice spread, huh, Honky? It's coming out of your paycheck, you fucking marks. Great. If you have not heard that story, that is basically the extent of that story. That is the Honky Tonk Man's response to Luke Gallows and Kurt Hawkins, who just wanted to talk to the Honky Tonk Man.
Man, fuck Dr. Death.
Why is Slip apologizing? These are great.
He stole from my mama. He abandoned my daddy. Oh my god, he just said fuck Dr. Death.
Yeah, I can't say that. But yeah, I'm looking at the rankings. Pretty much everybody had what turned out to be the top 8. Everyone had Creamy Surprise, Texas Roadhouse, Horse Pussy Saloon, Burns and Crackle, Buy-A-Dad, Hootenannies, Del Grangos, Go Fuh Yourself. All those teams got 4 votes. Then it started to get really questionable. I think from 9 down to, after that, there were like 7 different teams that got votes, and only 2 spots got into 9 and 10. And of course, most importantly, ranked number 13 this week, Ohio State.
Ohio State. Very good.
I had to throw that joke in for Slip, of course.
Oh, Rip Slip. His hot pizza will not go unforgettable.
Rip Slip.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised, though, that Twin Towers Construction, as we go to a review here, did not get in after a 5-game winning streak. What do you got to do to impress these judges?
It's a weaker year for that conference, and they were 0-3 out of conference, so, who you beat. But maybe there's
just everyone in rivalry week.
I guess so. I'm kind of surprised, too, but, how it goes.
That's a gain of 14.
They just went through a big goal rivalry week gauntlet there. Just nothing there for them.
Man, they're not getting respected by the judge, by the voting committee, I guess. Oh, trying to air it out, looking for the end zone. Jim Bob Coutre overthrew that one. But nonetheless, yeah, it's.
He hit the end zone. He just didn't hit.
Yeah, he hit the floor in the end zone. Yes. But yeah,
in some sports that's a point.
I'm not sure which sports that's a point, but yes.
Some of them.
Slip, what'd I do?
Rip, slip.
Oh, the rip slip.
we lost a good man and slip.
I wish I could do I wish I could remember what Johnny said when it happened in the game. They could be like, but I can't reenact that.
Burning hot. His passion, his sacrifice, his cheese.
Is that the... Oh, Will, you're talking about the Fuck Dr. Death video you just linked?
Fuck Dr. Death.
Fuck Dr. Death.
My dad died. You owe my mama money.
Fucking honky tonk, man. Just, like, roll it out. Like, does not give a fuck.
I mean, to be fair, with the fanny pack he carries and the jingling it makes, I don't think he has any feeling to care.
You're not wrong on that one. You know, I'm looking at Twin Towers construction. I think you're right. They might have been
Just a little shafted.
They might have been shafted on that one.
I mean, yeah, those 3 losses, you know, they're tough, but 3 losses can't melt 5-week winning streaks.
You're not wrong.
Speaking of uncomfortable, Kathy's has the ball again, and they're driving downfield, doing pretty good for themselves. Tariq
Yes, they are.
6
Well, I'm
for
definitely
6.
feeling uncomfortable here. Are we feeling uncomfortable? What's happening?
I'm feeling pretty uncomfortable here with
Okay.
Kathy's.
By the way, I was busy looking for. I can't remember. I know I wrote it down somewhere, and I cannot find it for the life of me. I thought I wrote down a list of all the Southwestern Semi-Professional Hockey League teams that we came up with, or that,
I think the Ice Rapist just came away with a squeaker of a win.
Yes.
Had to go to the shootout. Unfortunately, 4 members of the team died in the resulting shootout.
Jesus, man, they take those shootouts pretty seriously. More fights in the Quebec Major Senior Hockey League.
Major Senior Hockey League.
Is it Major Senior or is it just Major Hockey League?
It's Major Junior.
No, I know, but isn't like the Quebec Hockey League the one that's like...
The QMJHL.
Yeah, but like there's the one where it's like they're known to just fight like 500 times in a match.
Oh yeah, that's
It's like the senior version of the Quebec Major Junior.
That's every Quebec Hockey League.
Okay, sure then. Also, I wrote down a whole bunch of... I know I wrote down a bunch of like team names, and I cannot for the life of me find them. I thought I threw them in like one of these random documents. I guess I didn't.
Jay Sherman. Viva Quebec. Viva Jay Sherman. Viva Quebec.
I believe the last the game that we just came in from was against the Chattanooga. Look out, he's got a gun.
The Chattanooga... Well, I mean, you should have known what would happen in a shootout with them.
Yeah, but you know, you got to put on a brave face.
Yeah.
You're the blue collar team. In
to
this.
be fair,
Chattanooga, look out, he got a gun. Have all the money and the.
To be fair, the reason that 4 members of the Ice Rapists got shot is because they heard people screaming, "Look out, he's got a gun!" They just thought they were cheering for the away team. No one bothered to hide.
To be fair, the PA announcer should probably think up a nickname. Just, don't say the entire name, because the entire team's a little twitchy.
Pretty comprehensive gift right here of the thing I just linked. It'll take a while though.
But yes, we have the Albuquerque Isotopes, the Yuma 310s. God, I had a team from Truth or Consequences, and I can't remember what it was. There were a ton of them, though. I came up with a whole list, and I don't know what happened to that list, and I'm very sad that I don't have it anymore. Or do I? I don't know where it is.
The Altoona Kurtz. Team 4.
I think it was something like that. There was an Altoona team. Kathy's in the end zone again. Dishwalla Pearson.
What did Dishwalla do? Were they counting cars?
Counting blue cars, yes.
Oh, specifically blue cars. That's the most boring game of punch buggy I've ever had.
They were on a road trip, okay? They were really bored on a road trip.
I'll say, Jesus Christ.
The Santa Fe Claus. Oh, damn, that's terrible. I love it.
Onto the list.
You're gonna come with something that uncreative. There better be like a kicker to that. Like maybe literally kicking people when you see blue cars. Or slapping them.
The Salt Lake City freeform jazz.
Not your D. David Phelps style.
No, see, the game has to be whenever you see a blue car, you open head slap somebody in the face, but you have to sing, "Tell me all your thoughts on God." Whack!
That's Landon McCall, who just had to be helped up by the coaching staff there.
Yes, the son of the guy who wrote Convoy.
Well, there'll be a convoy to the hospital.
Oh my God! Everyone was like tripping over each other to make the "Tell me all your thoughts on God" joke. Jesus. You're in Mexico? We got someone watching us in Mexico. Why?
Where?
Unless you're like under wraps, or unless you're like hiding from like the 9 o'clock drug war, which is entirely different from the 7:30 drug war. Go enjoy Mexico. Why the hell are you watching us?
Hey, you boys like Mexico?
That's all I could think of. I'm gonna have to I have to see if I can call some of this in Spanish so OTT Hodge feels okay.
On South Tucson Channel 23, STYF Deportes. Also broadcast live on ESPN Deportes 5.
Now I kind of feel bad that I didn't put Big Paul's in the plans for this week.
Well, you couldn't tell if he was going to go to Mexico or not. You know, Hodge.
I know.
He was going to go. He just does what he wants to do. He's not
listening to us while he's in Mexico.
He's not there on vacation. That's his excuse.
We're not really sure. Might just be in hiding. In which case, you're doing a shitty job telling us you're in Mexico if you're in hiding.
Well, he could be bluffing.
By the way, Big Paul's if anyone's wondering, Big Paul's Mexicanless Car Wash have an away game this week against 3 and 5 Busted Rubber Auto and Tire Repair. Big Paul's, of course, 4 and 4 to Green Hands.
Ventura, and he can tell you like what country he's in. You'll just never find it.
That brings up 2nd and 9.
Do you ever notice that? Like Jesse Ventura's like, I'm off the grid. I'm off the grid, but I am in Mexico. I don't know why.
Thanks for narrowing it down.
Wait, if he's off the grid, then how is he communicating electronically?
Also true.
Jesse, please.
That's like
I need to listen to some Jesse before I can get like a good impression.
I was gonna say Jesse Ventura just became Peter O'Hanrahan. Like he's just flat out lying to people.
Wait, you got to listen to some freeform Jess.
Oh,
freeform
damn it.
Jesse Ventura.
Freeform Jess.
Some freeform Jess.
Jesus.
Mexico is collapsing. Chris, I am collapsing.
So Joe Mo is saying Channel 23, ay Dios mío. Hey, come on, you want to get us sued? Can't call it that.
Ay Dios mío Deportes.
Dude, Slat Marvel slapped the shit out of
Ay
us.
Deportes mío.
I think Kathy's just wants to kill the clock going into the second half here.
Yeah, they're taking as much clock as possible. It's 4th and 3. They got the, they're going to hand it off. Wow, they went for it on 4th down and got it. Dish, Walla, Pearson up the middle, 4 yards. And the first down.
That's another blue car there.
Yes, counting blue carries indeed.
What movie was the Dios Mio song from?
I don't know what the Dios Mío song is.
The song that Blake would play every time they did Dios Mio. He goes, "Hey, Dios Mio."
I don't know. Caveman just screams. Caveman just screams when he does it, so I don't really know.
They're just working that clock for all it's worth.
They really are. Norlando Norda, however, blocked that, deflected that one.
Just bobbing up and down with that clock, just trying to psych them out.
They're really doing a shitty job of it because they just thrown it twice. There's 48 seconds to go. 3rd and 7.
Just letting time squirt out
Catch
of
is made. Glennkirk. 7-yard catch, first down. Forcing, and they take another timeout, Kathy's do.
It's a rigid clock, but you can get the time out of it if you give it a chance.
It's a firm clock. It's turgid.
bulging with extra moments.
Defense.
They really are just draining the seconds out of that clock.
Automatic first down.
They really. And you could hear the fans appreciating good clock management. They're just chanting, "Suck that clock."
Face mask. What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
Oh, did we get a face mask penalty?
We did,
Oh
yes.
shit.
As Kathy says all the time in the world to carry it, Tariq Ramsey with the 4-yard rush. They're going to hurry up here at 3rd and inches.
And it's Gonzalez again in the end zone. With 3 seconds to go, they know how to handle that clock. And meanwhile, I had to take a drink because, of course, there was a face mask. Oddly enough, I'm drinking a glass full of watch pieces.
Oh, well, good stuff. Swiss movement or Japanese movement?
Swiss, of course.
Yeah, okay, classic. I have taken an entire bottle of Centrum for Men. I have mortared and pestled it down, and I have added it to just a little bit of liquefied chunky peanut butter.
Chunky peanut butter, damn. So you basically made your own creamy peanut butter out of chunky peanut butter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just say there's a little bit of a surprise in there as well.
Ah.
The surprise
Well, it is.
The surprise is Gaviscon. I put Gaviscon in there.
It is. Ew. It is time for the heft. Brought to you by Nissan. Get in the fucking car. And of course, it's also brought to you by one of the lovely businesses of South Tucson, Arizona. Daggum Sings Exotic Colors. No one gets that joke. That's basically for me and Seth. Okay, the joke behind that one is because I'm just going to explain the joke because no one seems to know. There is a delightful parody Twitter account called Daggum Roy, and it's a parody Roy Williams, the basketball coach of the University of North Carolina. And it often makes fun of how Roy Williams loves his Coca-Cola, or as he puts it, Co-Colar. So C-O-C-O-L-A-R. So we decided that Daggum Sings Exotic Colors needed to be a thing. Alright, that's about as much of a joke we can make out of it, so hope you all enjoyed the explanation. Let's go ahead and pick another one.
What do we got?
Huffer's Organic Hookah. Never has compost had a better second use than smoking up some hookah in a healthy, organic, and environmentally friendly way. Why, you can just take the trash right out of your garbage disposal and pour it in with some water and smoke the shit out of it. Just take a big old hit off it and blow some smoke back into the trash. It's like recycling. You can take all the organic hookah, apple cores, orange peels, diapers. You put diapers down your garbage disposal? I know some people who might. Then they've got plumbing issues.
And don't forget, with summer coming just around the corner, we will have some very special sales going on for weeds and wildflowers. So
yes.
you can get your hookah filled up with weed and wildflowers.
Yes, and of course, don't forget to try some of our new flavors like mushrooms. Try shrooms.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Go for it.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a campaign. Try shrooms.
That's Huffer's Organic Hookah. The gateway to smoking.
Good.
Sorry, the
Very
gateway to environmentalism should have been. But whatever. The gateway to organic thinking, I think, is something stupid like that, but clearly just the joke that it's a gateway drug. Is there a dead goldfish organic hookah? You fucking bet there will be.
Well, if any of the pet shops have a little unfortunate incident, there might just be.
Those usually happen about a week or two after the annual carnival. After everyone kills their prizes from the fucking ping pong ball game.
Well, the left outside linebacker Ashley Hale wants you to take a drink.
Ah, lovely.
Centrum and Gaviscon.
I finished off my, these are so delicious. I finished off my watch pieces. I'm just drinking straight Metamucil.
Well, if you want, you can spritz that up with a little throat spray. I have it's cherry flavored.
With what spray?
Throat spray.
Throat spray. I will. I will moisten up my Metamucil.
Let me get the brand for you. Gonna get up for this one. That is Chloraseptic throat spray.
All right.
New. That's new, by the way. It's a new
Chloraseptic.
Chloraseptic cherry flavored throat spray, and some throat spray as well.
Are we going inside the bid here? Is there a sudden need for throat spray?
No, I bought it a couple weeks ago because I had a really bad acid reflux that jumped into my throat.
Oh God, it's not pleasant at all.
No. But now I have this whole bottle of throat spray. To do with it.
Just in case. Stuart Mackey with the catch, 7 yards, but stopped at the 9 for 4th and 1. Del Grangos, of course, going for it. Down 3 touchdowns. 3:25 to go in the third quarter. This is a huge 4th down play. Oh my God, they ran backwards. Oh my God, they had the first down, stepped back, and turned the ball over. These kids are dumb as hell, folks.
What the fuck?
Badass reflux.
Yeah, it was pretty badass.
And Greg
Reflex.
Tavius Proops gets a 5-yard catch out of their own, inside their own 10. And Cathy's have this football once more on their own 13. Chuck Lowry, dumb as hell. He's a good kid. Ran backwards on 4th and 1, but he's a good kid. And Claude Stanford with the tackle. 3rd and 5, no gain. Great name, Claude Stanford.
I just usurped a Jerichool tweet to make him funny.
Oh.
Check it out in the Discord. By the way, you should go to our Discord.
Yes, if you don't have a link to our Discord, you should. Before and after organic hookah. Jesus Christ. That's amazing. That's outstanding. I approve. Wholeheartedly.
Give the assist to Jericho on that one.
Well, there you go.
That'll make it 2nd and 7.
You should all tweet him and say, "Oh, a really nice guy used your tweet in another context, and yeah, he's a real good guy, and you should like him."
Jesus. Okay. It's getting a little,
I
little awkward here.
I just want a friend, goddammit. No, okay, I'm kidding.
No, I don't want friends. God, who am I?
I don't want friends. I just want recognition.
Yes. It's all about that.
I have developed a 6th layer to Maslow's needs. You know, that big hierarchy. I added a new layer.
Jesus, yeah, you dug underground and added another one to it. To the bottom. Spencer
Appreciation
Purcell.
from Big Jericho 222.
Fuck. Claude Stanford, not to be confused with Stan Clawford. Yes, agreed.
This is my home now.
There is an outstanding. So there is a former indie referee turned wrestler, Dan Yost. Very nice guy. He's got a great gimmick as a wrestler. He's, I believe it borrows from real life. It's a wrestling psychotherapist, and I think that's delightful. And one of his signature moves is Maslow's hierarchy of knees, and it's a series of knee strikes.
Is it 5?
I believe it has to be, right?
Is it from like different positions? Does it go from?
I don't actually know because someone only took a picture of it, and he commented, like someone put a gif of it from like Dojo Wars, and like said like series of knee strikes from, and then they tagged him in it, and he retweeted it. He quoted it and corrected him, Maslow's hierarchy of knees, and I replied, and pretty much just marked out for the name of it. I'm like, this makes me so happy. And he was honestly shocked that anyone got it. I was like, come on, man, you're underestimating your audience.
Well, I'm shocked. I have no fucking clue what you're talking
It's
about.
a sociology kind of like...
To be fair, he could kind of cheat it by doing the old Regal triple knee spot.
Yes.
Yeah, but like sociology sucks. I think that's why that's the underestimation part of it. It's not that people aren't educated; it's that people give a shit about sociology. Fuck.
Right. But for those unfamiliar, the idea of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is really what it is,
That makes it 4th and inches.
is that basically it's the idea of like your base layer of needs is like food, shelter, nourishment, things like that. The things that you need to survive.
Yeah, then
They become less and less necessary.
relationships
What's
and
that?
Interpersonal relationships,
Yeah, that's like your second
self-actualization, all
Yep.
that stuff.
Yeah, so it's like the base needs are on the bottom, and then as you build up, it's like so you're. I'm going off of memory, and that's from like college classes and stuff like that.
It's essentially the theory that you need some of the bottom layers before you can have the top layers. If you try to have the top layers without the bottom layers, you're trying to have your pudding before you eat all your meat.
And how can you have your pudding if you don't eat your meat?
Yeah, you're walling yourself off from the pudding if you don't eat your meat.
Put the meat in the pudding.
Whoa, okay, easy there, Marmalade Shack.
That's hey, that's we already talked about massaging the clock earlier. We don't want to talk about meat in the pudding.
Where do you put the pudding in the meat?
Now what if it's like black pudding where it is a meat based?
Well, that's bread pudding.
No, that's different. Bread pudding is a delightful dessert. Black pudding is basically a blood sausage.
Oh, don't put meat in the bread pudding. Oh God, no.
Yeah. Never in your life should anyone ever confuse black pudding from bread pudding.
Tariq Ramsey just got robbed.
He did. And somehow they kept the ball. It's 4th and 5. They're definitely close enough to kick a field goal, though. Glover with the tackle, also just trucking Atkins.
Dear Lord.
Cathy's needs no education. Del Grango needs no ball control.
Hey, referee, leave that mask alone.
Leave those kids alone. Sorry, not the extra point. The field goal is up and good with much distance to spare. 24-0. Cathy's the number 9 team in South Tucson, making a statement and moving up in the rankings with this result.
They've given Del Grangos their time in the sun, and they've gone bad.
Yeah, great return by Mark Durbin, though. Almost gets to the 50, so Del Grango starting from their own 48. That's a pretty darn good starting position. That's the best field position they've had to start off a possession.
But it's 4 minutes left in the game.
There is. I mean, yeah, at this point, you just gotta, it's the idea of playing all 4 quarters. Titus Schneider! Jesus, what a name.
Titus Schneider.
That's not a cool name to have to say. 16-yard catch, his first of the game. That kid likes maths.
Titus Schneider is an 11-year-old kid playing football.
It really does, yeah.
On Arizona.
Thank you.
But he's gonna realize it's not as easy as it looks.
Whoa! Too many.
This summer.
I can't think of the second part of that.
That's fine.
That's the fun part.
Schneider is a carrot. Or whatever.
Oh,
dropped.
13.
Wide open. And dropped that pass. And Jim Bob Coutre cannot get anything going with this offense. And it looks like the large misshapen hunk of taffy that was once 7 or 8 individual pieces of normally shaped taffy is going to belong in the hands of Cathy's Country Cook. And I'm going to take a look and see who won this prestigious turn. If they played, I don't even know if they played last season. If anyone won this prestigious trophy. Let's see, Cathy's and Del Grango's. Yes! Cathy's actually won this game 28-7 last season, so they will Looks like they'll retain possession of the large misshapen hunk of taffy that was once 7 or 8 individual pieces of normally shaped taffy. And they will be moving up in the rankings, starting at number 9. They have played their way into a playoff position going into the final regular season week. Just remember, there are 10 weeks of the regular season, so this is week 9. And after week 10, we have our championship games. That is championship week. All 6 conferences have a championship game. They all have 10 teams now, 2 divisions of 5, which means the divisional champions will do battle for the conference championship. That does not guarantee you a spot in the playoffs, but you can certainly play your way in. If you are kind of on the bubble, getting that extra game, getting a win in a big marquee game can really help. You know, it's a way to easily play your way into the playoffs, which of course are going to the top 8 in the rankings, and of course 9 and 10 playoff in the participation bowl. Looking around at some of the teams that maybe played their way in. You know, second to none were number 9 in the rankings in the Foreign Legion, and they played their way up to number 7 after a win in their championship game.
And don't be surprised if you see a couple of curveballs come in the last week.
Oh, it happens all the time, yeah. And if you don't, you can still play in the Albert Fish Bowl, sponsored by a real jerk Jamaican chicken. Oh, bless those of you who remember that reference. Holy Balls were number 7, and they played their way up to number 6. They were, of course, in going into it if the season ended with the regular season. I'm looking at Tremors Pizza. No, they didn't make it in. Yeah, you know what? The playoffs last year were, what, 3 teams from the BCC, 3 teams from the CSC? So it was really a 2-conference race last season. We're going to see a lot more, I think we're going to see a lot more variety this season. So,
with the talent pool kind of expanded due to the expansion, of course, for this year, 4 new teams came in.
Yeah.
We're gonna see kind of more of a parity, I think.
You know, I have to say, like, it's almost a certainty as the game ends, 24-0. You know, not a lot to really report here. It was just a rout, one-way traffic for Kathy's Country Cook, and they get a big win, 24-0. They shut out the number 6 team, Del Grango's Discount Seafood, and quite possibly just as soon as they get ranked, Del Grango's may potentially be dropping out. It's hard to say with so many other games still to play, but Kathy's Country Cooking have just played their way basically into a playoff spot, potentially, and all they got to do is just keep winning. Looking at how they are in the standings right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if they turned that 9 into a 6, just rotated at 180 degrees.
Nice. And Kathy's currently sit at 4-2 in conference. You know, if the right results fall, they could easily clinch the fine dining division after this week. This is the first game of the week, so it's hard to tell anything else. The Creamy Surprise, I think, you know, they have almost locked up the quick service division. I don't know if tiebreakers matter at this point yet. If they don't need to win anymore. But man, Chocolate Heisman moment for Tariq Ramsey. That is possible. Let me take a look at the stats here. I'm actually curious about that. Tariq Ramsey, 18 for 20, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. Let's see how it looked in rushing. 14 attempts for 69 yards. Nice.
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 Sorry, Matthew just kind of posted some really sad stuff, including Jericho's last stand.
Oh, you mean the like from Raw?
Yeah, well, he's kind of got like this compilation of things where it's the I'm in my 20s and there's something in my eye starter pack.
Oh, I saw that. I did see that.
That's wow. I'm sorry.
What were the 2 on the left?
2 on the left. That's Black Adder.
Okay.
And I believe I don't know the movie name, but that's the horse falling into the bog of negativity. The more negative thoughts you think, the more you sink.
So the horse was thinking negative thoughts?
Yeah, the horse kind of gave up.
I don't even know what that's from.
What is that? What?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Blackadder thing. Wasn't Blackadder a comedy?
Blackadder, yeah. Blackadder's a comedy.
Or something.
Blackadder is a comedy where essentially it's Rowan Atkinson playing a lineage of cowardly people from the same family, and they all somehow find their way into positions of almost power.
Okay.
And they keep wanting more, but just the entire family has this curse of not being able to do the right thing at the right moment.
Oh, wow.
And still getting some of what they want, but it's a Pyrrhic victory.
So why is that one?
Because I think they run into a wall.
Ah.
I don't know. I don't remember this episode, but I'm pretty sure something bad happens.
I'm sure. I did not know anything about Blackadder. Actually, that's pretty fascinating. Well, that actually filled some time because now we have our second game getting ready to get started here. Francois Creperie coming off a 2-game losing streak, 5-3. They were flying high, and they hit. Speaking of hitting a wall, they had a loss to the Wandering Lush Irish Pub in Week 7. That overtime game, losing in double overtime to second-to-none Curry Shop.
It's been tough,
week.
but you know what? I'm going to put it out there right now. Francois Creperie, if they run the gauntlet, I'll give them number 8.
Damn, there we go.
If they get the next 2 wins, I'll put them number 8, and I'm gonna encourage the fellow bookmakers here to kind of give them number 8 if they win.
I think it's one of those things where 7-3, which is basically what would have to happen if they ran the table, and I don't know if they can. I'm looking at the standings right now of the Foreign Legion. They currently sit atop. There are 3 teams at 3-2. Francois Creperie, Mama Lugano's, and the Wandering Lush. Appropriately enough, Mama Lugano's are playing right now. And so this will be a huge tie-breaking game for them.
But yeah, that's just
the Wandering Lush.
Just how it is. I would say, you know what? Here's your chance.
No doubt.
Don't screw it up.
For real. And honestly, that's the thing. Like, they'd have to just, I think winning out would put them at 7-3. And even if they don't take the conference championship, 7-3 in the regular season is probably enough to get you in. I mean, with just the parity we're seeing, only 5 teams have 1 or 2 losses. Like that's gonna be a really tough thing to ignore if you're 7-3 this year.
I'm just gonna say right now that there are a lot of teams on the bubble. Like I said before the first game, 11 through 15, Francois Creperie included. Where if you run the last 2 weeks, you're gonna have some pretty serious consideration for, if not the participation ball, then an actual playoff spot.
Well, I think what Roll is telling us is for victory, those are the keys, and he's got Francois Creperie. Their opponents, Mama Lugano's legitimate spaghetti house, on a 2-game winning streak. They got wins over Nothing But Borscht Food Truck and the Wandering Lush in the last 2 weeks, but they've been kind of inconsistent. Win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. This is their first actual streak. So there we go. They are 5-3. The Foreign Legion, 4th out of 6th in conference strength. They're 3-2 in conference. Not a strong strength of schedule, not a strong RPI. But again, if you can shine above all the rest, that you can definitely make some waves in the postseason. And I'm looking at the Pinko division of the Foreign Legion. Mama Lugano's, Wandering Lush, Francois Creperie, all 3-2. Danish Lose 2-3. Nothing But Borscht at 1-4. They're probably on their way out. They're probably out of contention. There's a lot that can happen in those last 2 weeks, and only one of those 3 teams that I just mentioned is going to get a chance to play an 11th game for the conference championship. So that's going to give an advantage. It's another opportunity, like we were saying, to play and to impress the voting committee. So let's go to Star Watch. Who's Star Watch brought to us by again?
Brought to you by Kid Soars, the first and only child-only airplane service where your child will always have a chance to fly with their friends.
I understand they also have now overnight services where the kids can sleep too in a kid bed. They have kid bed sores.
Kid bed sores, yes, and also if you can deal with the pilots being just a little cranky, they won't have their warm milk at 11 o'clock at night.
Ah, nice.
That's a luxury service, though. You got to.
Of course, yeah. It's like the first class option. It's like you get the free warm milk and maybe a cookie.
Legitimate beef should be a player. I think that was a horse at one point.
Legitimate beef, I think, was a horse. Serious beef was a horse, I think.
Then you know what? The horse might have brother. A brother horse.
I gotta tell you, I want to bring. I was talking with some folks. In your horse is going to be like a special event.
Yeah, it's a cognac. You have it every like 6 months.
But in your horse is coming back, and I don't want to spoil. My friend is not usually on streams with us, gave me a 3-part joke of horse names, and my God, it had me laughing for a good 10 minutes. I cannot share. And I realized I had an entire field of horses named before, like, way back when I did the first one. The problem was I didn't do a second one because everyone laughed their hardest at Gunk, that if I didn't bring Gunk back, it'd be a problem. But I think there were plenty of other ones in the list.
You can find ways around Gunk.
That's the thing. We gotta create a new Gunk every time. That's the problem.
Gunk is not insurmountable.
No, not at all.
Just a filthy, filthy long shot.
All right.
Let's take a look
Star
at
Watch
stars.
brought to you by Kids Bed Sores. And also by Gunk. If you got viscosity, probably, you need Gunk. There we go. There's our 3 players. I don't even need to look at the names. I know the names. For Francois Creperie, Chrysandro Williams, Doo Pamper, and Glendrell Splendid. And over on the other side, that is all 3. It's 2 of the 3. For Mama Lugano's The Snowman. In the meadow, we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Carson Brown.
He's got ice in his veins, and he's peeing clear.
He is peeing clear. Also a former player of South Tucson, peeing clear.
Peeing clear.
That is
he's
Bash.
Actually, he's the quarterback coach for Mama Lugano's.
Yes, Bash Brothers in the middle there, not pictured. Running back, Marvelous Virgin. So.
And their punter, White.
Wait, what?
And their punter, White.
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 He's a Homestar Runner fan. White. All right, quickly, who you guys got in this one?
Well, you kind of picked for me, so it's okay.
You got Francois Creperie. Will, you got a pick on this one?
Will died.
Will's gone.
Will died
Rip
alongside
Will.
Slip. Rip Slip, Rip Will.
So this is a fun thing I realized. I'm going to go ahead and go right down to the Muni first and give the little spiel. Because someone's got it. You are looking live at a very clear field. Very, not a cloud in the sky tonight, except for all those clouds up there for the second half of our doubleheader. Mama Lugano's Legitimate Spaghetti House, Francois Creperie, Battle of the Foreign Legion, battle of 5 and 3 teams, 3 and 2 in conference. That is Francois Creperie, the home team, in their France-esque blue helmets and jerseys, white pants kicking off left to right on your radio dial to Mama Lugano's Legitimate Spaghetti House in their away jerseys of white with black helmets and black pants. Here on KYST 89.3 FM The Bone, AM 1400 The Growler, and South Tucson Local Access Television Channel number 22. Oh man.
Ooh man.
24-mile-an-hour winds? Why the hell not? Okay, so for real.
It's a breezy day for a battle here.
Oh my god, so I don't know what it's pulling in for like the weather, but there was a game that I recorded that's going to be featured in one of the highlights with Todd Cranberry. Once I get a chance to edit it, I've got some Nova projects that kind of take precedence over that. But there was a game that happened in fog, in like thick-ass fog. And my god, you can barely see anything in the highlights, and I love it.
Personal foul.
The famous Foghorn Bowl.
There is like, which just means that there's one part of South Tucson that is hit with an insurmountable fog.
Automatic first down.
Well, it looks like a face mask penalty right off the bat.
Oh yeah, I gotta take a drink off my Metamucil.
That's a hell of a way to lose any field position he had.
Yes, they are starting from now their own 43. Handoff to Marvelous Virgin. Gets the first down. 14 yards to be exact. 1st and 10.
14 yards.
That's the first thick-ass fog. Also another great from seasons past. You know, here's the thing. If I feel ambitious, maybe in about a year or two, I follow suit and I just recreate all the teams and I give way more new named players because it's fucking hilarious.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Well, you got kids going off to university.
That's what
even
I'm
though they're
saying. I'm like,
11 years
if I
old.
want to follow canon, then you know these kids can only play how many years, and I'm gonna name way more of them. Oh, nice pitch play to Marvelous Virgin. Oh, he's off to the races. Misses the tackles. Marvelous Virgin, 34 yards, touchdown. Mama Lugano's off the first possession.
Great block from his teammate there, actually. Number 78 does some work for him.
Yes, number 78, thick-ass, wearing the number of thick-ass fog. But that is not thick-ass fog, of course. Thick-ass fog played back in the 80s.
It's painfully thick fog.
His son?
That's his cousin.
Oh, okay. And the extra point is good, and it's Francois Creperie now taking their turn with the... Wow! Interesting return there. I guess he downed it himself. Only got a yard on that one. Stumbled over himself. And Francois Creperie have a tough return job there on their own third 23 to start things off.
It's not a great start for Francois Creperie.
Not at all.
If you were looking for a rock, paper, scissors matchup in the Pinko division, it's more like rock, paper, paper.
Roll, did you say you had the trophy for this one?
No, but if you give me 2 seconds, I'll just bullshit one out here.
Oh no, I thought you did. I thought you had one earlier.
No, okay. I think I have it. Just looking around my room here. It is a Marantz PMD 620 recorder, professional grade, but it has a SD card full of Robocop quotes.
Okay, I need to get that again. What recorder?
That is a Marantz PMD.
Okay.
620.
620.
Professional grade recorder, but there's an SD card full of Robocop quotes in it, and it's stuck in there.
And it's stuck
Haunted
what?
it in. It's stuck in there. Someone haunted it.
A
So-
PMD 620 professional grade recorder with a stuck SD card full of Robocop quotes. That is what
And
we're
it's-
playing for.
And it's write only, so you can't actually record over it.
Jesus. Cassandra
It's-
Williams, 11-yard catch. Keenan Copeland, 2 for 3, 20 yards so far. Good lord.
Essentially, what we've made is the grown-up version of a yak back machine.
Fair enough. Oh, there you go. These two teams. I can't believe I didn't play this game before. Like, this seems like a game I would have played. I had a blank in the table that had
Ow, Keenan Copeland just hold on too long. 6 yards lost on that
yeah,
one. And
probably
he
could have
had
just gotten. If he
space and
got rid of it
time.
a half second earlier, would have been a.
I think this is the problem with Francois Creperie is that all of their offense is so reliant on Keenan Copeland, and just the last few weeks he's taken all the time in the world to scan his options. Just have a play, have a receiver. If you got to ditch it off, ditch it off.
Williams was the intended receiver on the play.
No doubt.
Who are you gonna beat if you get sacked 5 times? You ain't gonna beat no one.
Ain't
3rd
gonna
and
be no
16.
one.
You ain't gonna beat no one with that.
Number 34, the intended receiver.
It's like he's living in a shoepox desert right now. He's just so on his own, but it's so cramped and restrained for him. 4th and 16. What a way to start.
Oh goodness. Sorry, I was a little distracted because apparently on NXT tonight it was Tyler Bate versus Trent Seven, and
Ah, yes, young Tyler the Masturbate.
yes. And I'm just seeing a bunch of gifs that If you don't follow the Twitter account of Total Divas Eps, which trust me on that one, Total Divas Eps, you should. There's some great geifs on there, and I guess they traded they traded lockups, clean breaks, and then mustache twirls.
Ah. The young masturbate versus the 7.
Knuckle shuffle?
No, just the 7. Just
the
a big 7.
A big 7. He just wrestled a big number. A big
like,
7.
Come on, you got to admit that Vince one day is going to have someone just dress up as a giant number.
I mean, I'm banking on him dying before that happens, but whatever.
He's gonna watch the Electric Company for the first time.
Oh my god!
He's gonna see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 video. He's gonna be like, I want that 7. Give me that 7, damn it.
So fun story about that little thing, because I fucking love the Electric Company. Even though it was a little before my time, but god damn it, how do you not love that opening number? Went to a Cibernetico for Chikara once, and when it was down to 12 or less, every time there was an elimination, me and my friends, I would do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then of course we'd say the number of how many guys were left in the match. Every time.
7.
I'm certain this pissed off everyone around us, but I didn't care. It was funny. It's like the first time I heard someone, when the referee does the double down and like the referee starts counting, and after each number there is someone in the crowd going, ah, ah, ah. You're right, the numbers was Sesame Street. That's what I get for listening to you, Roll.
No, the Electric Company was working with Sesame Street. Like, they put the Electric Company bits on Sesame Street.
Oh. But it was on Sesame Street. I was like, wait a minute, I remember that. I don't really remember much of the Electric Company. I remember the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the pinball thing.
One sec, somebody just said they preferred the Canadian version of the Union Jack over. 1 second, I gotta.
What is this now?
Someone just said that they like the old Canadian Union Jack ensign flag over the new one.
Over the fucking leaf.
A fucking leaf.
You guys take your fucking leaf pretty defensively.
It's the best flag in the entire country. I don't give a fuck.
In the entire country.
In the entire country, there are many flags, but this is the best because the provinces have flags too.
That's true. I'm actually sad Will's not on anymore because we were talking about in order to kind of calm the calm wrestling Twitter today, we started having flag Twitter. And we're talking about good flags, bad flags, and I think an underrated flag is the flag of Northern Ireland. I think the Northern Ireland flag is a badass flag.
Virgin scores yet again. Oh no!
This is just so contradictory.
I know.
And
we're talking France, we're talking Italy, and we're talking Northern Ireland.
We are. France and Italy. I mean, you almost can't even have an opinion on those flags because they're just the tricolors. They just are what they are. They're not inventive. They're not exciting. The best they can be is fine. The worst they can be is offensive and color clashing. Like Lithuania's yellow, green, and red is weird.
Lithuania's has uniqueness.
Yes.
Like a high school fatty.
And you know Lithuania. You need Lithuania. You know you need unique Lithuania. How mad are you at me for that?
I will deal with later. I gotta deal with this man right now.
I will deal with it.
Everyone line up to my left so I can kick you with my left. That's the bad leg. I don't feel anything in it.
Fair enough. No, I'm a big fan of the Northern Ireland flag. I would not be impartial if I liked Wales's flag. Flag of Wales, because I think it's badass. It has a goddamn dragon on it.
How about the Isle of Man?
Oh, the 3 legs?
The 3 legs and a wheel.
The 3 legs in an ass-kicking contest?
Yes.
I like to picture that as like a punishment tactic. Like it's a wheel of 3 legs, and someone just bends over in front of it, and they spin it, and they just get kicked in the ass in repetition. And that's a punishment tactic. Like if I'm going to the Isle of Man, I better fucking see the 3-legged wheel somewhere. I better be able to spin the goddamn 3-legged wheel. And if there isn't one, I want to fucking build one and ship it to the Isle of Man and go, here you go. It's a gift from Brian.
Gift from Brian.
And they will only say, who the fuck is Brian? And why did he maim 3 mannequins for us?
I think of it like, do you know the mythical creature Buell?
The what?
Do you know what the mythical creature Buell?
Buell.
B-U-E-L. It is a lion's head with 3 like demon wings in a circle, and it flies by having those wings spin around.
No, what?
That is. Let me get a picture of you.
I'm
Buell.
B-U-E-L.
Yeah.
I don't believe that you. I don't believe that you didn't just make this up. Because I just googled it and I got a bunch of fucking. Oh, it's from Final Fantasy.
It was in Final Fantasy, but it's an actual mythical creature that actually kicked the ass of a god one time. It was actually pretty good to the people. Like one time a Norse god got a little uppity. Buell came in, swooped in, kicked some ass.
I like the idea, just like send Buell in there. Like it's like
Buell in there.
Like Buell's some middle management demon.
Buell
he keeps the books.
Buell was one of the good guys.
Fine, still middle management though.
Buell worked hard for everyone except for the gods. He didn't like them.
Worked hard for the money.
Worked hard for the money and for the praise, which he never got, and that's why he's an enemy. He's also in Castlevania. Ah,
that's what I found. A picture of that or something like that.
Yeah, it's a lion's head with 3 wings in a circle. That's what I think of when I think of the Isle of Man flag. Just 3 legs spinning around with a lion head in front of it, or a human's head. That's the human version of Buell. It just screams because it's in constant agony.
Jesus.
Meanwhile, Francois Creperie has gotten back on the board here in my time.
Yeah, kind of like almost like half paying attention to that because I'm just so intrigued by Buell. It's all just really fun to say.
In my rage, I had like 3 different things happen at once, and Francois scored in that time. I'm sorry.
Despite all your rage,
I am still just a crepe in a cage.
Crepe in a Cage, by the way, is the special tomorrow at Francois Creperie.
Where you can have a hot, steaming crepe in your mouth, in a wrapper, or on a stick.
You can also, it's where you're locked into a cage, and you were given a single crepe, and you have to find your way out of that cage, pick the lock, solve the puzzle, know the combinations, whatever. And if you get out of the cage in the allotted time, you get a second crepe for free. So I'm going with
2 crepes, man. Like, it's worth at least a shot. You get 1 shot a day in the cage.
In the cage.
You can, and you know what? If you get mad about it, you can meet Frankie in the bigger cage. Go 5 rounds with Francois. How about that?
Jesus, I don't want to. No, that sounds terrible.
Or, as Francois likes to call himself, Gordon.
Yeah, it's weird, huh?
It's weird. We all know Frankie. Frankie Crepe.
Frankie Crepes. That just sounds like an awesome or terrible mobster name.
Well, we are fighting Lugano's here.
Hey, old Frankie Crepes!
Frankie Crepes, hey, get your team a win.
Oh!
Oh, and that says bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, this is about this guy.
We got Frankie Crepes thinking he's gonna go beat our team in the footballs. I don't know why he's saying the footballs, but you know.
They go play the football games.
Bobbity boo.
You gotta get yourself a first down, man.
Option to pitch it, and Carson Brown opts to keep it, runs it down to the 2. First and goal. Mama Lugano's poised to score again. Gets a yard on that one. 2nd and goal for Mama Lugano's. looking to take a 2-touchdown lead into the half. Minute 35 to go. Marvelous Virgin in for the touchdown yet again. I think there's no question who is the star of this team in Week 9. That is Marvelous Virgin.
The extra point attempt is good.
Like a virgin, scoring for the very first time.
Jesus. And with a minute 31 to go, Francois Creperie going to start things off from their own 36.
It's 3 scores here to get into a lead. They've got a half to do it, half and change. You know, if this was the response to losing 2 in a row, I'm kind of left wanting.
Yeah, no doubt. They're really just not finding their form. Really just falling short in the important games that you gotta win.
Maybe we got to think less of crepe and more of a pancake. Rise to the occasion there.
That's a good point there. It's
little less flat and a little more bubbly.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
And I gotta tell you, there's just not a lot of spring in the step. It's like they're all just stuck with syrup, molasses even.
Yeah, you know what? Putting molasses on a crepe, wouldn't suggest it.
No, it gets a little too much.
It's a little strong. It's a bit strong. Now you put some brown sugar on it, let it melt. There you go.
Now we're talking.
That's got some molasses on it. Sweet sassy molasses.
Sweet sassy molasses.
Sweet sassy molasses! The Yoshi Karoshi, he picked up that move in Japan. I've been waiting for a Moro moment. And Francois Creperie taking Moro's words to note here. They're moving up the field.
2nd and 5, airing it out. Caught Connor Lilly, touchdown Creperie.
That's big. Going into
That is
the half
huge.
with only 1 score.
27 seconds to go.
This game went from a mountain to just a hill. Just a hill.
Just a hill.
Just the hill.
Soon it'll only be a hillock.
Just a little tip.
Just a tip.
Little ridge.
And
Just the
extra point
ridge.
is good. 27 seconds to go. Francois Creperie going to get the football back in the start of the second half. They just got to make a big stop now.
See how good Mama Lugano's is at massaging that clock.
Yes, no doubt.
First, they got to get into position here. They're not going to kneel down. They're going to run all the way to the... Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
That's a huge return. All the way back to the 19-yard line. That is exactly not what Francois Creperie needed. And Marvelous Virgin's got a lot of room to run. 10 yards, 1st and goal with 15 seconds to go. They're guaranteed 3. They've taken a timeout, but they're going to go for another 7. You got to imagine after that kind of a return. Carson Brown, a lot of time to throw. Incomplete, 7 seconds. They can take another shot at the end zone and then settle for 3, I think.
That brings up 2nd and goal.
Gotta wonder, is this what Francois Creperie really is? Was their winning streak in the middle of the season a mirage? What does Mama Lugano have on Francois Creperie that we don't know?
Man, it is. Well, they rush it down to the 3 for, and they take the last time out at 2 seconds to go. This will be a field goal to make it a 10-point game going into the half. There you have it, Mama Lugano's 24, Francois Creperie 14, as we go to the halftime interval. And of course, this halftime interval brought to you by Nissan. Be sure to test drive the all-new 2017 Pathfinder. It comfortably seats 8, uncomfortably tells really off-color jokes in a board meeting. And South Tucson youth football would not be possible if it weren't for some of the myriad of small businesses in South Tucson. So small businesses, such as Blind Bob's Firing Range. Oh, I just remembered the tagline for this. I just remembered the punchline on this one, and I almost wanted to open with it, and I couldn't. Blind Bob's Firing Range. You know, just because someone says you can't or shouldn't do something doesn't mean that should stop you. Like Blind Bob McGee, who opened up a firing range. People told him, "Why are you holding that gun? You can't see. You don't have sight. Why are you trying to shoot something?" And you know what he did? He shot 4 people that day. And that did not deter him. He said, "You know what? Guns are my passion." And then people who he was saying that to were like, "Bob, over here. Turn 90 degrees to the left. We're over here." But nonetheless, Blind Bob's Firing Range opened in South Tucson 16 years ago, and they're going strong today. You can shoot at any sort of targets you want. And it's affordable. They provide weapons. They provide proper training, and you can be trained by Blind Bob himself. You got to provide your own protection, like Kevlar and whatnot, but you can't miss it. They're over on. They're just on the outskirts of town. Look for the broad side of the barn, and you'll know you're at Blind Bob's Firing Range.
You can't miss it, unlike Blind Bob.
You can't miss it. It's the broad side of a barn. That was the joke I remember. I remember I used the broad side of the barn joke, and I couldn't remember. I was like, how do I end it? But I'm like, whatever. There you go. All right, second half starting. Here we go.
That brings up 2nd and 1.
Francois Creperie will get the ball to start. If they can get a touchdown here and hold Lugano's to a 4-and-out somewhere along the line, the game's still within reach. I'm hoping. I'm pulling out hope.
It is. It's a 10-point game. We've seen lots of comebacks. We've seen games suddenly become close.
Comebacks happen against Francois Creperie.
Yeah,
they've all happened.
Well, it's just the nature of the sport in South Tucson. It just really it shows how good all these teams are.
That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's definitely an even matchup. They're all special in their own way.
And Luther Cruz loss of 1 on that play. Good coverage. Kellen Mooney with the tackle.
It's a full Mooney, not the half Mooney.
Yes, not quite.
It's his half brother Keegan Mooney. They call him half.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Oh, goodness.
It's funny, though, because I'm not actually up in the booth for this one. I'm actually calling it live from ground level inside my new 2017 Nissan Pathfinder.
Oh, nice. How do you like it?
Yeah, it's roomy. I can fit an entire crew of sound people in here. It's great.
That's convenient because you needed that.
I did. I really did. I mean, we got boom mics out of the sunroof. We can catch all the game audio from in here.
And you're going to catch that touchdown. Francois Creperie now making it a 3-point game with the extra point pending. Keenan Copeland hanging on to it. Taking it up the left side and getting the touchdown. Creperie, there's the extra point. It's good. We got a 3-point game off the opening possession for Francois Creperie. And just like that, we got a game on our hands.
And maybe that's what they need to do to start really kickstarting this offense. Take it on the ground. Stop trying to bomb everything downfield. Just take it on the ground. Emulate Mama Lugano's. They had only about 21 yards in the air last half. So just run it on the ground yourself, because obviously they're going to do it. Why not give them a little fart back?
No doubt there. And it looks like it's going to be a touchback after the kickoff Unless, oh my gosh, they get tackled into the field of play? I'm now thoroughly confused. Oh wait, sorry, that was an older highlight. I completely got.
This is a replay.
That was a replay. I turned away after having to send a Facebook message and.
Careful now.
Yeah, right.
Like I'm only watching this off the movie theater screen we have up here on the top of the dashboard. Like, but I can see
That's a nice feature you've got there.
Yeah, it came extra.
Oh. And Mama Lugano's this is a time for Francois Creperie to turn on the defense and make a big stop. But they got to stop Marvelous Version. They haven't been able to yet. He got the first down, just barely 10 yards.
Well, it's a start. You only got him to 10.
Well, no doubt, but it's already putting him into solid field position. This time Carson Brown's going to hang on to it himself. Got a receiver wide open. Brenton Walden, 14 yards, first down again, moving the chains one play at a time.
Got to stop him. If you can hold them to 3, you can get a lead here. But you got to stop them before they get to that.
They have yet to, so far in this possession, they've allowed 2 first downs. Fakes the handoff to Marvelous Virgin. They bite. Taking down Carson Brown, 7 yards on that one. 2nd and 3. Oh, no, and Carson Brown. Or is that Marvelous Virgin? Marvelous Virgin needed some help up. That is not looking good for Marvelous Virgin. And you can see there is a backup running back in. They fake the handoff. Brown up the middle. Tackled down at the 2. Maybe they'll spot it at the 1. 100 yards of rushing for Carson Brown. No, that's going to be at the 2. And it looks like Marvelous Virgin is going to be out for the rest of this game with back spasms. That is a tough loss for Mama Lugano's. But Gilbert Fountain up the middle. Touchdown, Mama Lugano's.
Gilbert Fountain Sparkler?
I guess so.
Good. This is eerily reminiscent of a game last 2 weeks ago where in the 3rd quarter we lost a star player and the team never quite recovered.
Well, they were thankfully already well downfield.
It went into OT, I think I remember that, and just not having that extra. Oh no, I'm sorry. It went down to the 4th corner last play, and the backup.
Was that was that Danish Lose?
I think it might have been Danish Lose.
It was a star player. It was definitely a star player too. And I can't remember who it was. Was it Alabaster Codpiece?
Yes.
Of Ballet Bob's.
Alabaster Codpiece just lost.
Had like 100 yards in the 1st quarter.
Just couldn't hold on. He couldn't fight through the pain. And it cost the team the win. I'm just thinking here. With time left, you've lost a big piece. That was a big running game. Can Mama Lugano's hold on to 10 points here? Because there's 7 minutes left in this match. And Mama Lugano's defense has not held anywhere close to what Danish Lose did.
No doubt.
Defense.
Great shoestring pass. I think they get the flag extra on that. Personal foul on the defense.
Yes, it's going to move it down to the 13-yard line.
The Nuge has to take it.
Copeland finds the receiver. Chrysandro Williams is tackled just before the goal line. It's 1st and goal on the half-yard line, basically. It's inside the 1.
Fractions. And maths. We all like maths here.
Oh, and Glendrell Splendid makes it now 2nd and goal from the 5. Huge loss.
Yikes. Why were they dumping it? Why did he stop? These coaching decisions, man. I think they're going to need next season. They're going to need a new coach if this doesn't turn out.
No doubt. But Splendid makes up for it. Gets all those yards back up the middle. Touchdown, Francois Creperie. Back to a 3-point game, pending the extra point.
This is making my heart go doki doki. I'm having a regular doki doki panic.
Damn it. Fucking. I don't even know what to say to that. And here we go. It's the same story now at this point. Mama Lugano's have to. I mean, they're just gonna. They have yet to been proven that they can be stopped. And I'll be honest, that's a 1-yard gain for Gilbert Fountain. So now let's see how the backup running back can do. With this Francois Creperie defense, which just feels a little bit more inspired now. Oh, well, they throw it to Gerard Davis, 12 yards. Same story there. First down, Mama Lugano's. And you know, until Francois Creperie can prove that they can make a defensive stop, this is going to be this is not going to be their game. They are just going to keep coughing up points. So Mama Lugano's.
They've got a quarter, you know, a tough talk in the locker room here. Some orange slices and some juice. Maybe they get some energy out of this. I do like the hockey jersey style supporter shirts they have, though.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. Is that the Francois Creperie?
Yeah,
all the big fans.
It's a nice little touch. It's Oilers-esque. It's almost like
it
he's
is.
From Alberta.
Yeah, it is very Edmonton-esque, and
it's almost like he's from Alberta.
I know, right?
No.
Very specifically Edmonton. But most importantly, that's the strong fan support of Francois Creperie, season in and season out. You know, the fan section, the Crepists, are really, really behind their team.
And who could forget their lovely fight song, Creperie, Creperie.
And of course, when their team has they're on defense and the opposing team has that's well, you know, they always make noise to kind of help drown out the play calls, and so you can always hear those crepe whistles blowing, making lots of noise.
That can cause some panic, and they get a 4-and-out here.
They looks like they did, and it's a woeful punt. So Francois Creperie a chance to take the lead from their own 41. Let's see what can happen. Maybe they're starting to see the effects of losing a star player like Marvelous Virgin. Chrysandro Williams catches that one. They're going to spot it just short of the first down marker, 2nd and 10, or 2nd and inches, excuse me.
I think you're going to see Mama Lugano have to rely more on their pass game, which they've just pretty much held to special occasions to this point.
And that was the thing. Copeland fakes the handoff, gets the first down and a couple more, 3 yards. 1st and 10 for Francois Creperie.
Meanwhile, Keenan Copeland, for all the criticism I've handled towards their pass game, has 212 yards to his name here now.
Yes, it's
a couple touchdowns as well.
Well, it's been a high-scoring game. That's a screen pass that is dreadfully out of bounds, probably for the best. That was not a smart play call, I gotta say. And you know, by taking out Marvelous Virgin, their star running back, it removes that threat. You know, you can't really fake the handoff as well. You can't. You know, Francois Creperie is going to gamble on the passing game, and they're going to lock that down.
The seams get smaller. The opportunities grow ever more short. Yes. It's such a big player to lose.
It is.
Why that? Why him? Of all people, I think Mama Lugano's fans are saying, why Marvelous?
No doubt. And Glendrell, splendid, trying to get back that 1-yard loss in the last play. Gets 2, so it's 4th and 9, and here comes the punt unit, Francois Creperie. They are going to punt, and see if they can pin Mama Lugano's back deep again. I mean, they need to make another stop. They got to have the defense do the job again. And they're going to stop him back at the 30. Trey Oliver with the return of about a yard or two. 3:06 left to go in this game. Neither team ranked going into today. Francois Creperie dropping out of the rankings. Mama Lugano is looking to get themselves into it. The winning team will be 6-3. Gilbert Fountain, 19 yards and a first down with 3:01 to go.
First down.
And that's going to put them up at the 50.
50. Let's talk results here.
Yeah.
Mama Lugano gets a win at 6-3. Do they enter the standings? Just in a vacuum. Do they enter the standings? Do they make number 10?
Let me see what I'm looking at here. 6-3. Win over Francois Creperie. That's 3 wins in a row. They got an outside chance. I'd say top 15. I can't guarantee I'd say number 10 because their strength of schedule, their RPI is really weak. You know, they haven't had any real marquee. Would this even be considered a marquee win? Their best win happened in week 1 when they got a win over Bayadad, 1-800-Bayadad, who are now 6-2.
Face mask. Defense.
I mean, they have Danish lose to end the season. I gotta see them, you know, if I want to see them in the top 10, possibly top 8, I gotta see them come out as conference champions. I gotta see 8-3 for Mama Lugano's, I think. I'm not saying that's out of the realm of possibility. I think it's very doable. They've got Francois Creperie, obviously, today. They got Danish lose in the end of the season. And they're going to take on the lead. If they win that and they win the conference, or they win their division, the likely team out of the Oriental Division will be second to non-Curry Shop, possibly Go File Yourself. We got to see about those 2 teams. Well, I don't know if they've played each other yet. Are they? Yes, they already played, and Go File Yourself have beaten second to non. So that's the tiebreaker. If it comes into play, we'll go to Go File Yourself. So, you know, it's in a vacuum. It's really in a vacuum. You know, I'm covered in dust and lint, but
good thing it's a Dyson.
Yeah, right. Fountain stopped, 2-yard gain, 2nd and goal. This would be huge if Mama Lugano was forced to kick a field goal, but they're just gonna. But Francois Creperie are out of timeouts. They've gotta make some stops here. I don't know if this is even possible. I think this might be a game over situation. Made the stop again, 3 yards. 3rd and goal. This looks like it's going to be game over, actually. It's going to be fall short for Francois Creperie. It's going to be a heartbreaking loss for them.
Well, shucks.
I had to do the math for a second and figure out that this is not looking good for them. They can easily kneel it out, but they're going to try, and they're going to get the touchdown.
Well, there's no chance then.
16 seconds to go. I'm afraid not. I think they could have just knelt the ball, but kneeling is for sissies, as is the South Tucson motto. And they're going to go ahead and kick the extra point. And I got to say that there are a lot of people who may have had a 3-point spread that are now ripping up betting tickets with that wholly unnecessary touchdown.
Bit of a tight spread there, huh?
Yeah, some spread, huh? It's coming out of your paycheck, you fucking marks. I overheard someone at the betting parlor say that to a guy who cashed in a losing ticket.
The chants of Creperie have died off on Francois' side, but
yeah,
Mama Lugano's... You can hear Mama Lugano's side chanting big. Mamma mia, Papa Pia, baby's got the diarrhea.
It's a strong fight song there. Mama Lugano's. That is going to be the end of our game.
It's less of a song and more of a chant.
Oh, sure.
They also say AU, 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 and John Madden, John Madden, John Madden. Capita, question mark, period, question mark, exclamation point, cashba.
That's a lot of fans who just painted punctuation marks on their chest.
Ah.
Jesus Christ.
They're literally just astronauts.
Well, it was a heck of a game, a spirited effort from Francois Creperie, but the writing's on the wall. They have now lost 3 in a row, and are seeing their playoff hopes dashed. Dashed like powdered sugar on top of a delicious, delicious crepe.
Well, who's gonna take it off the wall? Do they write it in permanent marker, paint?
You kind of have to scrape crepe off the wall.
Yes.
Oh, crepe. It's Francois himself going to take it off the wall.
Well, I think Francois has every right to be fighting mad here. And you too can meet Francois in the cage. 5 rounds for a free crepe.
Jesus, what the hell? I mean, he's a hockey fan. He probably knows how to hockey fight. That's not good.
He's gonna drop the oven mitts. He's gonna take you for 5 minutes.
I am kind of surprised that nobody's tried to like pull the gi over someone's head and then try to beat them up.
Well, I mean, MMA doesn't really exist anymore where you can wear the gi. Like that was like old school Pride stuff.
That's a Gracie thing.
I mean, just in general, and fights
in
with
jiu-jitsu, like in general, just pulling the gi over someone's head,
and beating them up.
I mean, like, well, so much of jiu-jitsu is in competitive jiu-jitsu, like the like for fighting, like competing for in competition where you're wearing the gi and shit like that. Not like self-defense or MMA or anything like that. Like grabbing the gi is such an important part of it, actually. Like they're all grabbing lapels and they're grabbing the sleeves and shit.
Like rip that belt off and just
strangle.
And then use the rest of the top of the gi to choke to put it over their heads and beat them up.
It's a stranglehold. I like
the
it.
belt. The belt is a hindrance. You have to start with the belt.
I don't know where to go from there, but nonetheless, that is it for us for this first edition of Week 9 Rivalry Week, and it is Mama Lugano's Legitimate Spaghetti House who will be leaving with the PMD professional grade recorder, PMD 620 professional grade recorder with a stuck SD card full of Robocop quotes after this one. So that's going to be it for us. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Roll, for joining us. And thank you all for coming out. And I'm not sure when we'll be on again. It's a busy weekend for me. I got a Nova show and a wedding and a con, and it's a full. I'm wearing a suit for 3 days in a row.
I want to get a gi just for like pajamas.
They do look comfy. I don't know. I mean, like, so the gi pants look super comfy, but the gi like top, it. Like I always see it, like it always comes undone on people. Like it's always like kind of just hanging off there. I'm like, that doesn't seem practical at all. I need buttons on mine.
That makes it like the perfect cross between like pajama pants and wearing a bathrobe.
I would say it's basically like, a robe. Yeah.
It's like I'm here to relax, but I'm also here to tap your ass out.
I'm ready to take my shirt off at any given moment. That's why this robe is just hanging open.
It's like it's the tuxedo shirt of is the tuxedo shirt of bed. I don't even know what you would call it. It's the tuxedo shirt.
Well, it's not because
of inflicted nap time.
Well, I will tell you, they also have like the rash guards that like grapplers will wear. They have ones that have the tuxedo shirt design on them, so it's not the tuxedo shirt of combat sports because that is the tuxedo shirt rash guard. Already has that honor.
This broadcast has been brought to you by Don't Be Rash Guards.
Yes.
Did Christian wear a rash guard?
When you get into a fight with a Gracie, don't be rash. Get a rash guard.
Yes.
Sandman wore a rash guard because he was a surfer Sandman.
Yeah, it's also that's very much a surfing thing as well. All right.
Don't be rash. Right next to wall-to-wall salve.
Yes. It's smart positioning. It's very smart marketing on that one. So that's your game there. Francois Creperie 28, Mama Lugano's Legitimate Spaghetti House 38. Big win for Mama Lugano's. Big win earlier for Kathy's Country Cooking, the number 9 team in South Tucson. Going to be moving up, taking out number 6 Del Grango's Discount Seafood, breaking their 3-game winning streak. We'll be back. I'm going to tell you the other 4 games that are going to be broadcast. I don't know in what order and what pairings, but we've got a lot of good games coming up in Week 9. Number 4, Burns and Crackle Mesothelioma Law Firm have a home game against Casa de Gordoso Hourly Motel. We've got number 1, the Creamy Surprise, taking on Flappy Pappy's Pancake Shanty. Team that's 5-3 but did not get any votes after I believe they lost in the last. I think they lost last week. Taxes Roadhouse, number 2, taking on number 3, the Horse Pussy Saloon. That'll be the marquee game of the week. And we've got Bully Factory Children's MMA number 10 taking on Crash Zone Trampoline Experience Unranked. Both teams 5-3. That's going to be it from us. Thank you to Roll. Thank you to Will. Thank you to all the inane chatter about rash guards and crepes and salves and bed sores. Good night from South Tucson, y'all.